really cool.
Objective today to use the factor theorem to determine divisibility by a binomial. Now this is the same problem that you just had a test over, except the answer to this problem is yes or no. It's simply a yes or no question, but there is work you have to do for it. The question is 3x to the third minus 5x squared minus 6x plus 8 divisible by x plus 1? And the way you figure this out is the following. Look at this number here, plus 1. You're going to put in the opposite of plus 1 into the problem. So instead of 1, you're going to put in negative 1. Wherever you see an x in the expression, put a negative 1 and simplify. So it's 3 times a negative 1 to the third minus 5 times negative 1 squared minus 6 times negative 1 and then plus 8. And then simplify. Negative 1 to the third is negative 1, and negative 1 squared is 1. Minus 6 times a negative 1 is plus 12, and then you have plus 8. Go back and simplify again to get negative 3 minus 5 plus 12 plus 8, and this will be a negative 8 plus 12 plus 8, and then negative 8 plus 12 is 4, plus 8 is 12. So we evaluated the whole expression with negative 1. If the answer is 0, if you get an answer of 0, then it's yes. If you get an answer other than 0, the answer is no. So in this case, x plus 1 does not divide into that expression evenly. If it's 0, it means there is no remainder and that it divides into it evenly. If it's 0, it's yes. If it's no, then that means you came up with a number other than 0. Here's another one just like it. Is that expression, which is the exact same expression that we just did, but this time we're going to test it for x minus 1. So instead of plugging in the negative 1, we're going to plug in 1. Do the opposite. So 3 times 1 to the third minus 5 times 1 squared minus 6 times 1 plus 8. And simplify to get 3 minus 5 minus 6 plus 8. That would be a negative 2 minus 6 plus 8. Negative 8 plus 8 is 0. So the answer is yes. X minus 1 is divisible by, or is divisible into that expression.
So what are we saying?
Now we'll do the exact same expression for 3, x plus 3. But we're not plugging in 3, we're plugging in what? Negative 3. So go back in and put in a negative 3 everywhere you see an x. Negative 3 to the third is a negative 27. And negative 3 squared is 9 right here. Times a negative 5 is minus 45. This would be a plus 18, and then you have plus 8. 3 times a negative 27 is a negative 81. And then minus 45 plus 18 plus 8. Simplify this to get a negative 126. And negative 126 minus 18 is negative 144. And plus 8 would be a negative 136. So the answer is no. You cannot divide x plus 3 into that expression evenly. Move the x's to the left and do the opposite. So it would be a minus 4x. And then move this to the right and make it plus 6, the opposite of minus 6. And then simplify to get this, and then divide 36 by 6 to get 6. The solution on the practice problem, you have to plug in a -1. Do the opposite of this. Plug in a -1 wherever you see an x. If the answer comes out to be 0, then it's yes. And the answer is 0, so the answer is yes. The solution for the practice problem should be no. The solution here, we're going to plug in a -3 and go back and evaluate. This should be a -27. That's a plus 21, then plus 6. This plus this is a -6, and then plus 6 is 0. So the answer is yes. Solution to the practice problem is no.